Hey Techno Studs! Imagine if I was trying to safeguard my network and so I was blocking all the traffic from being able to enter the network. That's great, although sometimes the machines on the inside of the network are trying to get information from outside of the network. In fact, that's quite often, right? Anytime we browse the internet, information needs to come back to our computer. And so there is a way to do that, to allow just that traffic that's been requested. And it's established traffic. So let's jump into established traffic and see the commands on our ACL to allow that established traffic to come back in. Here is my network right here. I'm on this demo laptop and I have 3 different IP addresses configured on it. And from each of those IP addresses, I'm pinging this switch over here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to configure a new access list on here. I'm calling it the Crude Firewall. The reason why I'm calling it a Crude Firewall is because it doesn't have all the features that a real firewall would have, but it can be used to block some traffic and configure some traffic. So we're going to use it to create this Crude Firewall, or something that will act similar to a firewall, but don't think that it's a replacement for an actual firewall, especially it's not a replacement for a next generation firewall. Okay, so then I got the remark here, as I typically do. The first thing that I'm going to do is permit traffic coming from any source to my host on port 22. This is just selfish reasons. I'm only including this because I'm connected into each one of the devices and I don't want to lose connectivity, my SSH connectivity. So I've got that on there. Then next what I have is I'm permitting TCP traffic from any host out there to the demo laptop. And so any TCP traffic would come back to that demo laptop. In fact, what I can do is I can do a ping of that demo laptop and see that, yes, in fact, I can get traffic from outside. This is from the switch clear on the other side of the network, can get into VLAN 10 and can ping my demo laptop. But I don't want that. I don't want traffic. I just don't want any traffic to be able to get back to my demo laptop. I want to only traffic that I've requested. So on here, what I'm going to do is permit TCP any host 10.1.10.34, and I'm going to include the word established. And when I include the word established here, what that's saying is that this, as traffic comes back, if I were to generate traffic from somewhere on this network, it couldn't get into the demo laptop unless this demo laptop went and requested that traffic, and then it could come back into that network. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on to my layer 3 switch. I'm going to get into the global configuration mode. I'm going to copy this access list here and paste it into here. And then I'll exit out of the access list. Remember, there's that implicit deny any. So all other traffic is going to be blocked that I haven't established right here. So the next thing is, where am I going to place this? Well, this is going into VLAN 10. Now it gets a little tricky. Think of a router and a port on a router. If you want it to come in, if you're using that interface and you're putting an ACL on the in, it's traffic coming from outside into the router. And then vice versa, if you have it going out, it's coming from the router outside. Well, with a switch virtual interface, it's the same way. So with the switch virtual interface, I have VLAN 10 and I want it to go into the network, which is actually out of the interface. So I'm going to put this on VLAN 10 going out. So I'm going to type in interface VLAN 10, and it is IP access -group, and then my Crude Firewall, and it's going out of the interface. So I'm going to type in out, and that's what's actually going into that network. And as soon as I do this, it's going to take effect. You can see that my pings down here have all stopped because I haven't allowed anything to get back to my network. You can see my connection to these networks are allowed because it's because I'm having a connection to those or because I permitted that traffic. And then anything that goes out from a TCP perspective will come back in. So a good example would be is if we brought up a web browser and go to we have a demo PI that we can access with a page on it. And that IP address is 10.1.30.23. So we hit there and notice that this is port 80 and we aren't allowing port 80 to come back, but it's established traffic. So this one right here is allowing that response to come back to the demo laptop. So now we've put these in, and similar to what I've been doing with the rest of them, if I want to remove this, I just put a no in front of my statement. So I'm going to put a no in front of this, and then I should start pinging here down below. Yeah, there we can see that our pings are successful now. And the next thing I'm going to do is a no on our Crude Firewall access list. And now I've backed out the changes.